Okay. Benji, how are you doing?
Really well.
Excellent. Thanks for coming to the meditation class today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Excellent. Well, the first thing is why do you want to learn to meditate?
I'd like to meditate so that I could be more present in my life and experience less stress.
Okay. Well, meditation can definitely help with being more present and reducing stress. You know, in life, it takes a lot of presence just to be aware of our surroundings and what we're doing. And with meditation, we're actually practicing that in real time. So it's giving us all the tools that we need so that when we go out in life, we can actually achieve that by being more present in ourselves during meditation. We can then turn around and be able to be more present with others.
Mm-hmm.
And reducing stress is a great reason, and probably the most common reason for people to learn how to meditate. So reducing stress can just be, feeling whole in yourself, and meditation can help with that.
Mm-hmm.
For myself, I use meditation for being more present. Living here on the farm, we have to be really present and aware of all the plants and everything that's growing around us, as well as what they need and how we can care for them better. So I definitely understand. Yeah. So today we're going to be learning the Hung Saw technique. So in the lesson we'll go through the breathing techniques, which is mainly watching the breath. We'll also be learning how to use the Hung Saw mantra, and also learning about the expansion phase.
Okay.
Yeah. But the first thing we'll do is check our posture. So I notice you're sitting very comfortably, but during meditation we want to sit upright. We want to have our hips higher than our knees, which you look fairly good there. How do you feel?
It feels good.
Okay. Well, just to check your posture, we'll come over here. So if you don't mind scooting away from the back of your chair. Perfect. And sitting just like that with your hands at about hip junction. You'll lift your chin up and raise your chest just a little bit and pull your shoulders back and to relax into that posture. And when we're sitting for meditation, we want to be alert. We also want to be relaxed. So they really work on each other. So, but that looks really good. I did have a pillow here in case you needed a bolster, but the chair seems to be high enough. So
Yeah.
perfect. So meditation. Meditation is an experience, and it's also a practice. So as we practice more and become more familiar with the actual techniques and how we utilize them in the practice, we'll find that experience much more easier and probably quicker. So with meditation, as we say, it's an experience and a practice. The practice are the techniques, the experience is what we feel during the meditation. So the other thing is when we have a good straight posture, we also want to be able to focus our mind. And focusing our gaze will help us to focus our mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're meditating in our meditative posture, with our chin level with the floor, we'll gently, when we have our eyes closed, we'll gently lift the eyes to like the distant mountain peak in the horizon of our mind.
Yeah.
And to do that, we can practice by bringing our thumb out in front of us, and we can gently lift it just above the crown of our head. And focusing our eyes on our thumbnail, we can close our eyes and visualize our thumb there. We can relax our hand down. And that is about where we want our gaze to be while we're meditating. So we can open our eyes. And that helps us to be more alert, to bring more energy into our practice. You know, people have found that as we're going throughout our day, our eyes are usually at a steady neutral point, looking out in front of us, taking in information. And when we go to sleep or when we're resting, our eyes tend to drop down. And that's just how the mind and the body works, to kind of go into a relaxation phase, but more of a subconscious relaxation. So to keep our eyes uplifted, but also keeping the body relaxed, it plays both of those. So now that we have the gaze, we can work more with the mind and the breath. So the breath and the mind, they really play a symbiotic relationship. So the quicker our breath, the more agitated or engaged our mind will be. The more we can calm our mind, we can also calm our breath. And it goes the other way. The more we can calm our breath, the easier it will be to calm our mind. So the main thing with watching the breath is to not control the breath in any way, and to concentrate on the feeling of the breath as it passes through the nose. And that gives us a real clear place to focus when watching the breath. Instead of watching the diaphragm or the chest, or trying to find the breath in the body somewhere else, it's really very simple to feel it as it's entering the body. And so we can focus there while we're watching the breath. Okay, and the mantra is Hung Sa, and it means I am spirit. Hung meaning I am, Sa meaning spirit. And so it's an affirmation. It's also a way to bring ourselves deeper into the meditation by bringing in that affirmation and bringing in that oneness, that we are all a part of all that is, that we can include ourselves and also surround ourselves in that oneness. So with that, the last part of our meditation will be the expansion phase. So as we practice Hung Sa, chanting the mantra, watching the breath, we'll also be consciously bringing in a quality into our meditation. So it may be peace or love or kindness, one of the 8 aspects of God. In the expansion phase, we'll let go of the breath, we'll let go of the techniques, we'll let go of the mantra, and we'll really just focus on the feeling of that quality that we've picked. And in all meditations, it's really helpful to have kind of a clear direction for what we want to dedicate our meditation to. And for stress relief, it may be contentment. Should be a great asset to our daily life. So as we go through our practice, with focusing on the breath, and then adding our Hung Sa mantra, and then afterwards we'll go into the expansion phase.
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's practice a little bit the mind, breath, the breath and the mantra together, and then I'll share some preparatory techniques.
Okay.
So we can close our eyes and get in our meditative posture. We'll inhale gently. We'll exhale completely. On the next inhalation, focus on the sensation in the nose, where you feel the breath most clearly. Maybe slight. May feel like a tickle or a strong current of air. As we focus on the breath, make sure not to control the breath. We're merely observing it. As we observe it, let's bring in our mantra. As we inhale, we'll chant hum mentally. As we exhale, we'll chant sa. Inwardly, still focusing on the breath. Mentally chanting hum, sa. So on our next inhalation, we'll inhale fully. Exhale completely. We can open our eyes. So that is the basic ingredients for practicing meditation with the Hung Sa mantra and watching the breath. There is one last thing that we'll incorporate into our Hung Sa practice, and that's as we focus on the breath and we chant the mantra Hung Sa, we'll also be moving our right forefinger. And so as we inhale and chant hung, we'll gently bring the right forefinger in towards us. And as we exhale and chant sa, we'll let it relax. And what this does is it gives the mind something to do. Because we can't completely turn off our mind, or else we could, go into oneness and complete stillness. Our mind will continue to run, kind of like a computer when you leave it running. It'll continue to update and post things on your desktop, and so we want it to have something to do. So as we meditate and as we practice our Hung Sa mantra, we're gonna just gently draw the finger in as we inhale, and let the finger relax as we exhale, and it's really helpful in calming the mind and giving it something to focus on.
Okay.
Cool. So our last thing before we do our practice will be some preparatory techniques that we use to kind of get the body ready for meditation, as well as calming the breath. So the first thing is double tense and relax and double exhale. Double inhale and tense, double exhale and relax. And what that sounds like is. And so as we double inhale, we tense the entire body, and as we double exhale, we relax it completely. And that helps us to relax the whole body all at once. And so we can practice that right now. So close our eyes, we'll exhale completely. Double inhale and tense. Double exhale and relax. Double inhale and tense again. Double exhale and relax. Okay. So that is the basic technique for tensing and relaxing the body. The second preparatory technique is called measured breathing. So measured breathing is where we control the breath by inhaling to a certain count, holding for that same count, and exhaling for that same count. And so in our practice, we're going to do just 4 counts. And so that's inhaling, holding, exhaling. So we can practice that again now. So that we can close our eyes. Inhale. Exhale completely. And on our next inhalation, inhale to the count of 4. Hold. exhale. Inhale again. Hold. Exhale. One more time. Hold. Exhale. We can open our eyes. So those two techniques will really help us to get the breath into an even rhythm and relax our body completely, and really helps us to really just bring the energy in more before we sit for meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So a few things before we practice. We'll practice for about 10 minutes, at which point at the end of the Hung Sa practice, I will lead us through a technique to transition into the expansion phase. And so I'll lead it, as we'll inhale and then we'll exhale 3 times. So we'll inhale through the nose and then exhale 3 times through the mouth. And that will bring, that helps the body to decarbonate the blood much quicker, and will help us to have an experience, hopefully, of somewhat of a breathless state. So we won't need to breathe for a number of breaths, and we can enjoy not breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that will happen at the end of the Hung Sa practice.
Okay.
Perfect. So, do you have any questions before we begin?
I don't think so.
Okay. Cool. Well, at any time, if you have questions, just let me know.
Okay.
Perfect. So, let's begin. So we'll close our eyes. We'll lift the chest and relax the shoulders down, drawing the chin in slightly, focusing our gaze at that point as if we're focusing at a distant mountain peak. Next, we'll exhale completely. We'll practice our double inhalation, double exhalation. So we'll double inhale and tense, double exhale and relax. Double inhale and tense, double exhale and relax. One more time, double inhale and tense, double exhale, relax. And sitting comfortably, relaxed, we'll transition into our measured breathing. So as we inhale, we'll count to 4. So exhaling completely, inhaling to the count of 4, holding, and exhaling. Inhale again, hold, exhale, inhale one more time, hold, exhale. We'll let go of that preparatory technique and focus our awareness on the breath as we breathe in and out through the nose. Notice where you feel the breath in the nose most clearly, and observe it from that point. Next, we'll add our mantra As we inhale, we'll mentally chant hung. As we exhale, we'll mentally chant sa. Drawing on the power of this mantra. Om Sa. At the beginning of our next inhalation, we can bring in the movement of the right forefinger as we chant Om inwardly. On the inhalation, we'll gently bring the forefinger in to the palm. As we exhale, we'll gently relax it. Watching the breath, the point between the nostrils. Inhaling hum, exhaling sa, and gently moving the forefinger. If you lose focus, gently bring the mind back to watching the breath, chanting the mantra, and moving the forefinger. As we end the practice of Hung Sa, we'll inhale completely. Exhale 3 times with the mouth. Letting go of all techniques. Feeling the presence of our qualities we want to focus on, such as love, peace, joy. Feeling that quality surrounding us. As we end our practice now, giving all of our gratitude to the experience of meditation, to the experience of that oneness within us. Bring your hands to the heart in prayer mudra. Peace. Amen. We can open our eyes. So how was that?
Relaxing.
Good. Do you have any questions?
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you do at any point, you can let me know.
Okay, thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome. So the last thing is, practicing meditation is a practice, and to do it regularly will really benefit. Now, experience you have in meditation, but also the experience you have outside of meditation. And I would say practicing daily for 15 minutes, and as you get more comfortable with the techniques, extending that time periodically, maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, but really focusing on integrating those techniques into your practice, and experimenting, with what all the different sensations and experiences that you're having during meditation too. So, anyways, thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Sterling.
Really